All right, so our recording just crashed, so I'm gonna go quickly over the rules again. If I pick a song, a feature from it, say it's Ian featuring YB and Namir, Jacob cannot go and pick YB and Namir, but he could go and pick Ian. So the original artist on it is totally irrelevant. You can only pick one feature from that artist for the whole draft. Like I said, if I pick the YB and Namir feature, Jacob cannot pick a feature from YB and Namir further on the list. And then also, we are competing based off the quality of the feature, not the song. So you can say song A is better than song B, but if song B has a better feature than song A, song B is the winner. Eventually, we're going to put out we'll send out a poll for this to kind of grade who's winning, but that would be about 6 people voting at this current stage. So right now we're deciding it, and until we have a big enough audience, we'll keep deciding that. So I'm up 1-0 as we head into the top 5 features of 2016 draft, and you know the deal. So 1 is heads, 2 is tails. What are you gonna take?
Tails never fails.
All right, and if this ever loads. All right. We're running it now. It was heads.
All right. Are you gonna defer, or are you gonna receive the ball?
I'm gonna receive the ball.
Okay. All right.
Initial pick, and I assume this was gonna be your number 1 as well.
Yeah.
I'm going No More Parties in LA, Kanye featuring Kendrick Lamar.
Fuck you.
This is really the best, and I could be wrong, but this to me is the best lyrical feature of the year, and there's really nothing else that really competes in the lyrical field this year in terms of like the best features. I don't know what you're gonna pick down the line, but that was kind of my feeling on this song, and it's also one of the best Kendrick verses of all time.
That's a great pick. You just picked top 10 Kanye. Like, what do you want me to do? Like, what do you want me to say? Like, good job, man. All right, so I got the next 2.
Mm-hmm.
So I told you beforehand I'm gonna throw some grenades. I'm gonna get some stuff I can go at bat for. I'm gonna go with Lil Yachty on Broccoli.
That was my number 2.
That was my number 2?
Yeah.
I think it's literally like one of the most like iconic verses like ever. Literally.
Was this your like one that you thought I was gonna lose my shit on?
Yeah. I don't know why. No. I thought you'd be like a little more like pretentious with it, but like I literally like play that song anywhere and everybody's singing all of Lil Yachty's verse.
Dude.
What's the stuff they shouldn't say?
Dude, I had that as number 1 until I realized that Life of Pablo was 2016.
Yeah.
I think that's the number 2 pick. Like I fully agree with that one.
It's crazy because if I got the number 1 pick, I might have also done that too. I also might have picked Broccoli number 1.
It's interesting for us to see because I think too with this category, it's a lot more research based than like the albums one because it's also just like figuring out whether a song was released in 2016 or not. But yeah I think Broccoli is like one of the greatest party songs of all time, and I think that would have been my number 2. That was my number 2 pick as well.
It's so iconic. It's just there's just no words. All right, for my next pick. All right, I'm gonna take an interesting approach here. I'm gonna go 2 Chainz verse specifically on No Problem by Chance the Rapper. I'm gonna go with the 2 Chainz feature specifically.
Over the Lil Wayne feature?
Yes. I just think the Lil Wayne feature is like I was having a really, really hard time with this actually. I was having a really hard time with myself last night I was like in my head. I just think it's better. Like I just whenever I hear the Two Chainz verse, I genuinely think I just have way better of a time, and I just think it's stronger. It gets me more amped up, like the song's
Hmm.
supposed to do. But yeah, that's gonna be my pick there.
So I didn't have this on my list. If I and I didn't really like. I love the No Problem record, but I just like, and I think the Lil Wayne feature I definitely would have thought about picking, and I don't think it's a bad pick by any means, but for Two Chains features, I personally would have went with Money Made Me Do It.
Hmm.
Um, because I think I enjoy that Two Chains. You know that they're pretty equal.
Yeah.
Um, but that's probably what I would have went with if I were going for a Two Chains
I mean,
verse.
yeah, you raise a good point there. Yeah, for sure. But like when I think 2016, I think of Chance the Rapper. I think of peak Chance the Rapper. You know, that's sort of like the first thing that pops into my head. So that's sort of my justification.
Take your shirt off, wave it around your head like it's a helicopter.
Run
That's
shit
that's
like diarrhea, bro. Run shit like diarrhea. Come on.
that
No,
that's a
this isn't
classic.
even close, bro. I don't even fight me,
Okay,
bro.
this one. Okay, for my second pick, fourth overall. This is kind of a digging deep, and you would kind of have to do research for this. Um, I don't know if this is what I bet you. I don't think you will have this on your list, but I bet you have this artist. I have Lil Uzi's feature on "Rah Rah" by Travis Scott.
Oh, fuck.
That which is like a top five Uzi verse of all time.
Yeah.
Like,
Hmm.
um, I think that's a undeniable pick. SoundCloud classic, SoundCloud exclusive release. Um, and taking Lil Uzi off the board is kind of a good play as well.
Yeah, that's a really strong play. That wasn't my Uzi pick, to be fair.
What was your
Uh,
Uzi pick?
my Uzi pick, my Uzi pick was gonna be Bad and Bougie, where it's not like the strongest verse, but it's the more, it's like it's an iconic verse. I think it's like when you think back to 2016. This is my whole theme for this draft is just like like how iconic that shit was. You know what I
Okay,
mean? Every like
that's valid.
everybody was like yeah yeah. You know what I
it,
mean? Like I just like I think I'm doing a lot more like legacy things, like memorable.
that's it's valid. It's iconic. I think the Bad and Bougie feature though is like the quality isn't there for me to put it. I obviously saw it because I was like that song was number one for like 10 weeks. Um, so obviously I
Mm.
saw it and I was like definitely thinking about adding it on there. But I actually would have taken another. I would have taken Too Much Sauce. Um, the Lil
Oh
Uzi feature
fuck! I
on
forgot
that.
about that.
I would have taken that ahead of Bad and Bougie as well, but I think Rah Rah was definitely the best pick.
Look at that.
Um, this one is a classic feature. I'm going with The Weekend on Low Life.
You're an
Um,
asshole. I
yeah,
hate you so much.
I think this is a classic song. It's one of the best R&B um, features, pop, rap, collaborative songs. It's a classic song. It's iconic. Um, I think I had to pick that one.
Hmm. Ooh, dude, you're making me go into my bag a little bit here. You're making me go into my bag a little bit here. Okay. Yeah, so I think for my next pick, this one was hard for me. I could have gone a couple different ways with this one. But I think, yeah, okay. I think I'm gonna go with Future on Grammys from Views. I think that's gonna be my pick.
Okay.
I mean, just again, Views. We're not gonna do the Views thing again. We're not gonna go there. I just think I could have gone. I was thinking about going X. Because I think that's a really
I was
strong.
thinking about going X as well because the outro is just so iconic.
Yeah, I just that was a really hard. This was a really really hard pick for me. It's just like when I think back to like when I was a kid, and like what I was kind of enjoying the most. I think I was listening to Views and I like specifically Grammys more than anything. Because like I was just anything that Drake. and Future did together, like
Mhm.
I was just on that shit. So
I had X on the list. I didn't have Grammys on the list, but I see what your approach is iconic versus like
yeah.
content of the future. I didn't have Grammys on the list. I had X. I had X on the list. I don't think I would have picked it. It's a little bit further down. And I also had this is a total sleeper song. I don't know if you've ever heard it. I play the song all the time. Off the DJ Esco tape, there's a song with Young Thug and Future called "Who."
Hmm.
It's it's one of my favorite songs of all time.
That's a
I
deep
probably
one.
wouldn't have picked it either because it's not that iconic,
Mhm.
but that was also another Future one I had.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got the seventh pick. Where are you going here?
Hmm. This one, okay, I could go two different ways with this one. I think, yeah, sure. I'll go with this one. I'll go with Quavo and Congratulations with Post Malone.
Ah,
Yes!
that was my next one.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that was a good one. I think having Quavo up for this long was kind of a ticking time bomb. You know what I mean? But again, like I told you, the theme of the list is iconic, and I had to kind of, I think, grab that one um, from from you because I felt in my bones that you were gonna do that. So we'll
Do
see.
you
This was like when Post Malone was like a rapper too. So let's get down to
did
that.
you have any? Did you have Rah Rah on your list?
No, I did not.
And wait, what Uzi feature do you have?
I have. Hold on. I had Bad and Bougie.
You had Bad and Bougie. Would
Yeah.
you have taken Bad and Bougie before Congratulations?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then I do because Congratulations was my next pick, and I'm like, should I have put that one ahead of Rah Rah?
Mhm.
But I'm not. I'm not going to. That's a great pick. It's an iconic song, and also like in terms of Quavo versus it's elite. Like
Yeah.
it's solid. It's an iconic song too. It's a diamond. It's a diamond song.
Yeah.
I think that's a great pick. It would have been my next pick.
Yeah.
For me, I'm gonna go with Kanye. That part on Schoolboy Q's album. That is a legendary feature. That's a
Really
legendary
good pick.
performance
That's a really good pick.
at the Grammys. Oh, dude, I'm kind of disappointed. I only get one more. Do you want
Yeah.
to? Do we do like? You want to do like a? You want to do like a?
Uh,
We get a.
I'm gonna be honest. You're kind of like draining all of my options. So I think I got one more in me. I got one more
You
in me.
have
I
one
think.
more. Okay, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I because if I got my options are drained, more or less. Like after that Kanye one, that kind of like put the like I can't. I don't think I can go. I don't think my bag can go much deeper.
Dude, my bag is infinitely deep here.
I know it is. I know it is. That's why I think five's the perfect amount.
Yeah, that's facts. Because if we got into quantity, I would just cook.
Yeah, and I'd be like fucking. I'd be like, okay, I got French Montana, bro. Like, what do you want?
Fuck, I should have looked at French Montana see if he had any shit because there's
I
probably like
I was I actually looked into. Never mind, never mind. But you got
all
one more
right.
pick. You got one more pick.
I only got one more pick. Oh. Okay, fine. I'm gonna go iconic. PNB Rock on Too Many Years.
That's a good one.
One of the greatest hooks of all time.
That's a really good
Um,
pick.
that Kodak tape is classic. The 2016 tape. And I honestly was thinking about putting the Gucci verse
Yeah,
from it on here as well.
yeah,
But that's one of the best hooks of all time. PNB Rock, a hook god that's criminally
yeah.
underrated as an artist, and I will stand on that to this day. That like he's like one of the most underrated artists of our generation of all time. Like
Mhm.
he knew how to make hits, and it's a classic. It's Kodak. It's Kodak. It's a classic Kodak song as well.
Yeah.
So had to
That one
go
was on
there.
my list. Yeah, that was on my list too. I was just trying to get like the mega hits out of the way, so I didn't take an L.
Yeah.
that was my strategy. Like as you could tell, I went for like the iconic super hits, but I also have one more, which
Okay.
I'm really excited about because I'm kind of surprised this one sort of slipped through the cracks a little bit, I think in my opinion. But I'm gonna go I'm gonna go with Chance the Rapper on Ultralight Beam.
Yeah.
That that's gonna be
I
my pick.
I knew I had that one in the back of my head the whole time, but I wasn't gonna pick two songs from The Life of Pablo.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Like I didn't expect you to, and that's kind of why I waited to the end. I was like seeing if you were gonna do it, if you're gonna pull the trigger. But no, I think that's again. I think it's sort of like it makes me sad when I listen to it. It's like what we could have had with Chance the Rapper,
I
and it's just like
fully
you see like everything you love about like peak Chance. You know what I mean? It's just like it's a great verse.
it's a great verse. It's a classic verse in totality. I I was so high on Chance because I had a lot of older friends when I was younger. And so when acid rap had dropped, my whole life was like changed, and these kids introduced me to a
Hmm.
lot of the stuff I wasn't gonna be listening to. So
Yeah.
when Chance the Rapper dropped Coloring Book, it was game over. Then all these kids start finding out about Chance the Rapper. You know,
Hmm.
it was something that was like great to see.
Yeah.
And it's a classic verse, and it's also like if you listen to this is a deep cut. Have you ever heard his versions of Waves? And
Yes. Yeah, I think
there's
so.
Waves and there's another song that he did
He did
Famous?
famous.
Yeah.
Nice.
His versions on like the Kanye project is just like it's insane to see just the
It
skill he had at the
it's
time.
insane they got cut. Like I can't even believe it.
I think the same thing, but then when you're 2016 Kanye, you can do whatever you want because you're
That's
that
true.
good in
That's true.
itself.
That's true.
You know.
If you're
So,
to be fair, if you're 2025 Kanye, you can do whatever you want. But
oh god,
sorry.
god,
Sorry.
yeah. So I know you said you had one more in the bag, just in terms of like, I don't know if you had any more on there.
No, that was the PNB Rock one was it, man. Like
The
that was like
PNB Rock
my
one was it.
that was gonna be my like that was gonna be my one. And then like, you know, I mean
All
like
right.
the options get like pretty thin when you only like have one verse like per artist, you know?
Hmm.
Because that really like, once it's gone it's like damn, it's like I either wanted that one or it's like you can pivot, you know what I mean?
So this is what I had left on the list, and I talked about all the ones from the artists that had been selected at the time.
Mm.
So I eliminated all those from the list. But ones that I had in the bag if I needed. This is a little bit of a different type. I had Lil Tracy's verse on Cobain with
Hmm.
Lil Peep.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite verses ever. You did go Quavo on Congratulations, but I
Mhm.
also would have been fine with Quavo or Young Thug on Pick Up the Phone.
Oh my, yeah,
Um,
that was on my list too, but like it was kind of vague to me, at least if that was like more of like a Travis Scott song or like a Young Thug thing, and like is it like Quavo like the actual feature? Like that would have definitely, or well, I'm not gonna say like a like that,
yeah,
you know
I
what I
would
mean? But
say
like that would
I
have like
totally I would have allowed it because it was on Birds in the Trap, and Thug never put it on a project, and Quavo never put it on a project.
yeah.
So I would have allowed it. I think either of those are fine. And then you have Views in 2016, so Drake isn't like really doing a ton of features there. But I think
Yeah.
one you could put on there is For Free
Yep.
on the DJ Khaled album. I know that's like kind of entirely a Drake song, but I would still have considered it a feature.
Mhm.
Um, and then Drake on Both with Gucci. I think
Yeah. Yeah.
Gucci fresh out of prison.
Yeah.
That's the four additional ones I had in my list that weren't selected. Um,
Yeah.
but I'll go over the lists one more time. You had Broccoli, Lil Yachty's feature on Broccoli, Two Chains feature on No Problem, Future's feature on Grammys, Quavo's feature on Congratulations, and Chance the Rapper's feature on Ultralight Beam.
That's a list I'm proud of that. I'm proud of that. I did my job. I did what I wanted.
I had Kendrick Lamar's feature on No More Parties in LA,
Oh god.
Lil Uzi's feature on Rah Rah, The Weeknd's verse on Low Life, Kanye's verse on That Part, and PNB Rock's verse on and hook on Too Many Years. I think I'd give it to you. I think I'd give
Yeah.
you the win.
Yeah.
I think mine's probably higher quality, but I think yours is more iconic.
Yeah. It's just like again, my goal. I came in this draft. My main goal was just to get the home runs. Just hit tanks. That was my plan. I
Yeah,
mean, like you got some fantastic songs on there. Like definitely like higher quality. But if you put that shit on like a Twitter poll, people are gonna pick. I
I
think I
think
think
if I think
I
if
think
I
it's
was
close
going
though.
for
I think it's close. I can't even lie. Like
if I was going for iconic, I wouldn't have even. I don't think I would have taken No More Parties. I think I would have taken Ultralight Beam.
I was gonna take No More Parties in LA regardless, just because again it's
I
like
just think like
Pete Kanye would expect.
I just think Ultralight Beam is like more iconic than
Yeah.
No More Parties. Even though No More Parties in LA is better, I think also like I think it hurts that there's not a classic like Rah Rah's not like I think that's like a SoundCloud era like
Yeah.
bang. But I think that I probably would have taken Congratulations there
Yeah.
instead of
That's also kind of the Quavo pick is also kind of tough because you just I think like for like super home runs you have that and like pick up the phone if you want to go that angle. But like
Mhm.